Hello, home talkers. This is Keitha. I'm the Bajan Texan. My blog is, of course, thebajantexan.com. And I am going to be doing some cool projects with mesh and with coffee filters with you today. So, have you guys ever seen this mesh in the store and you had no idea what to do with it? We are going to be making a gorgeous wreath for you today. So, let's just hop on in. So we're going to have this mesh. And we're going to have two coordinating colors. We're going to be doing a gold and a white mesh wreath today. So the first thing we're going to do with our wreath, with our mesh, is we are going to cut it. And it's going to be pretty cool because today we're going to learn a few techniques of how to use mesh. Because there's so many different ways you can make wreaths with mesh these days. So here we are with our mesh, and here's an easy way to cut. If you're cutting more than one piece of mesh at a time, you can just kind of put them on top of each other so that you can cut both at the same time. I'm using one of these cutting mats, and it's much easier to cut mesh when you have one of these and measure as well. But if you don't have one of these, you can use just a ruler. So I'm going to be cutting some 10-inch strips. Can you guys see that? Okay. So if you have scissors, you would just cut like this. So we are gonna cut a bunch of these strips in 10 inches so that we have like some squares, right? Okay. So now we're gonna take our pencil wreath, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen these before, but they're basically just the wreath wire form, but they have these little things on them, and these come in lots of different colors. So I just picked one that coordinated with the colors that we have of our wreath so that at the end, you know, if it's showing, it's okay. And if you can't find these, you can always just use pipe cleaners on a regular wreath form and just make your own kind of pencil wreath. Here is the mesh. You're gonna lay your little, your 10-inch square down, and notice the finished edges of your mesh are on the outside, and you're just gonna ruffle it together. This is called the ruffle technique. You're just gonna pinch it all together until you have kind of like a bow tie. And what you're gonna do then is you're gonna just add it to your wreath. So you have this, and you're gonna use it just like you would use a pipe cleaner and just secure it like this. That's it. That is that technique. So let me show you one more time. And when you're securing these, don't secure it very tightly because we're going to be opening these up all the time. We're just going to kind of go around this whole wreath. So I have this gold on top and the silver white on bottom. So this next one I'm going to just mix it up and put the gold on the bottom. Okay guys, so we added some texture with the little rolls. So, and you can add as much or as little as you want to just to beef it up. And so the last step for this one is cutting your ribbon, and I definitely suggest getting some ribbon that coordinates with your wreath. This is some really gorgeous ones. I really like it. So I have a 2.5 inch one and a 1.5 inch. So it just gives it some variation. And what I do is I cut 12 inches long. Again, the rotary color is amazing. So we're just gonna cut all of my ribbon at 12 inches. And do you guys know how to make ducktails with your ribbon? Maybe we should do that too. So, okay, so I'm gonna just show you how to make some ducktails because we want the ends to look kind of finished. So you just cut it in half, and then you go this way. You have a beautiful little finished edge. It's really simple, and this could, you know, kind of really looks good when you do presents, when you wrap your presents. If you didn't do it this year, now you can do it for next year. So we're just going to do that with all of our pieces of ribbon. Cool. Yeah. Okay guys, so now we've done our ribbon. We've got this beautiful ribbon. We're going to just put one on top of the other. So this and then this. And then just kind of crunch it in the middle. And once again, open it up. Open up your pipe cleaners and just add it. Now this is the final thing we're going to be adding. So now you can make it tight. And then you just separate it. Boom. Now you have more texture, more color, and it makes the wreath a lot more full too. So we're gonna add these to every single one of these. And then, you know, the beauty of these wreaths is, you know, you get to add what you want. So right now I would add some ornaments, some picks, some flowers. You can add a whole bunch of different things to kind of make it your own.
Really beautiful.
Right? Guess what? We are done already. The prettiest wreath. Okay, what do you guys think? I mean, I think this is just beautiful, and it took us like no time at all. Of course, I did all the cutting beforehand, but I mean, the cutting will probably add maybe 15 minutes to your wreath time. So for, you know, 30 minutes, you can't beat a beautiful wreath like this. And you still got time to make this one for New Year's. Okay, so let's move on to our next project, which I love. We are going to be doing a really versatile project. It's really a versatile technique, to be more precise. So all you need is some foam board and some coffee filters. I know you're like, what are we doing? Okay, I'm gonna show you. So first, we're gonna make a monogram. And the best way to cut foam board, and guys, if you're wondering where to get foam board, the dollar store. The dollar store has foam boards for $1. If you go into the craft store, these are like maybe $5 each. So definitely, if you're ever in the market for foam board, you know where to get it. So good. So we're gonna cut this in half. Okay, so the best way to cut foam board, do not even try to use a scissors. You've got to use a box cutter. And it's really, really simple with a box cutter. And obviously I'm using a cutting mat under here so I don't mess up my surfaces. And it's actually pretty easy to keep it straight, believe it or not, because the foam board is so tough that you can't like swerve like I usually would when I'm trying to use a box cutter. So you just cut it in half. And we're gonna make a monogram with just one piece of foam board. So this is $1. I got the coffee filters from the dollar store for $1. And then you just need a glue gun. That is it for this project, guys. So we've cut our foam board in half. And now we're gonna cut one of the halves into a half, which is about 10 inches or so. And I'm so excited to show you guys this coffee filter technique and foam board, because it's such a versatile project. You can do a wreath with this. You can do a monogram like we're doing. You can do letters or numbers. Every year for my twin sister's birthday parties, I do a backdrop, and I just hang a piece of fabric, and then I put a number, whatever number, you know, whatever their age is. And I make it just like this. I just trace out the number and cut it out and put our coffee filters on. Okay, so now we're here. We're gonna just kind of trace out. It doesn't have to be specific because we're gonna put coffee filters on top of it. We're gonna just kind of trace out a letter. And let's go with a J. Okay. And this is a fun project for the kids too. They could do this part in terms of the tracing. And that's what I'm gonna do this project for. I'm doing my daughter's names, and I'm gonna put this monogram above their bed. So this is our monogram, guys, Jordan Sana, and our last name. So this is what we're gonna be doing with our coffee filters. So we're gonna cover this. Okay. So we've got our coffee filters, we've got a glue gun, lots of glue. And I just always use a plate with my glue gun so, you know, it doesn't mess up my surfaces. And we're just gonna, this is the hardest part of this project, honestly, separating the coffee filters. Okay, so we're gonna add some glue to our letter. And then we're gonna take our coffee filter and just kind of scrunch it up. So kind of do it in a triangle. And now you have this part that's going to go into the glue. So we're just going to stuck that there. And just be mindful of your fingers. And that's good because this is pretty thick, so it's usually fine. And you're just going to stick that in there like that. And stick it in there like that. And wherever you see a space, you're going to add some glue and stick it in. Okay. Hey, doesn't that look like a little flower? I'm telling you, coffee filters are amazing. Okay, so we did the top of the J, guys, and who's ready to go to the girls' room and see? Okay, guys, so this is the finished product. This is the monogram. So this is Peyton Jean D. So I made a, like you can see the D was bigger because we used just 1/2 of the foam board, and then the first and the middle names are smaller, so. Yeah, and then remember I was telling you guys that I have done a window valance. So this is the valance. So this one took forever, and it's basically just 2 pieces of foam board. I taped them together, and then I did the coffee filters. This took a while, but I definitely think it adds a lot to the room, especially now that we have matching monograms for the girls too. So this is where Jordan's is gonna go that we did today. I used to have letters on here. I'm gonna take this down and just add her monogram. So what do you guys think? Is anybody gonna try this? That as well. And guys, it was so much fun doing this with you. I'm Keitha from The Bajan Texan and from Homemade Lux, and I can't wait to do this again with you guys again. Bye, good night.